Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take the sources you send us and turn them into, well, actionable, engaging knowledge. And today, we're tackling a fascinating frontier. It really redefines who the next generation of tech leaders might actually be. Forget the stereotype of AI being exclusively for, the young coders in hoodies. We were looking at a powerful, organized movement designed to transform baby boomers, a demographic with just unmatched capital and wisdom, into what our sources beautifully call AI bloomers.
That's exactly right. For the last, decade, we focused on this idea that intelligence is something AI can generate endlessly. It's essentially a commodity now.
Right.
But if that's true, then wisdom, the kind of wisdom accumulated over 70 or 80 years of real-world experience, that becomes the truly king currency.
The scarce resource.
Precisely. And our sources today are these dense materials detailing the strategy, the curriculum, and the urgent mission of the Senior AI Foundation. We're safe. And this organization is focused on amplifying that generational wisdom and giving it a massive new engine, the processing power of artificial intelligence.
Okay, let's unpack this and really set the scene. The central problem SAFE is confronting isn't just slow adoption of tech. It's a rapidly widening digital divide between generations. And they see this not just as like a slight gap, but as a potential chasm that threatens the security, financial stability, and just the overall well-being of the wealthiest generation in history.
It's a threat multiplier. The rapid evolution of generative AI means the tools of deception are advancing so much faster than public understanding. So the mission of SACE is incredibly specific. It's to convert that dangerous digital divide into what they call a bridge of reasonability.
A bridge of reasonability. I like that.
And this bridge, it has to be built on trust. They aim to develop a neutral, trusted resource specifically designed to combat the three major threats facing seniors today.
Which are?
First, deepfake misinformation. Second, profound social isolation and loneliness. And third, the sort of resulting loss of personal power and agency.
And the approach to building this bridge is critical, right? You can't just throw complex AI concepts at people using dense academic language.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The source materials we have, they describe the Foundation's philosophy as senior simple.
Senior simple.
Which means avoiding technical jargon, prioritizing clarity, and favoring big print over fine print. But, it goes deeper than just accessibility. It's really about transformation.
So.
It's a systemic approach. It's aimed at the entire family ecosystem. So they are not just teaching technology in a vacuum. They are trying to empower the sandwich generation.
Right. Those individuals juggling, everything. Aging parents, their own lives, their kids.
Exactly. The immense responsibilities. And the source material frames this empowerment perfectly.
Yeah.
Utilize AI for the logistical heavy lifting.
That is such a crucial reframing. So if AI can handle the complicated administrative burdens, scheduling, insurance forms, health records, that logistical weight is lifted. What does that free the sandwich generation up to do?
It allows them to concentrate on what AI cannot replace.
The human element.
Emotional connection and communication.
Yeah.
They're freed up to focus on being good children to their parents who need that emotional support and good parents to their kids who still need guidance. It shifts the burden from these transactional tasks like trying to coordinate 3 different specialists to relational investment. And that, at the end of the day, is the Foundation's ultimate goal, using technology to enhance humanity.
Okay, so we understand the mission, but to truly grasp the weight of this deep dive, we have to look at the immense stakes involved. Let's start with the economic magnitude of the demographic. SAFE is targeting what the sources aptly dubbed the sleeping giant of the AI revolution, the silver economy.
The economic implications are, well, they're staggering. And as you mentioned before, widely misunderstood by the tech sector.
Right.
Seniors and baby boomers, they control over 50% of U.S. wealth.
50%?
This is not just a large consumer base. It's described in the material we're looking at as the ocean of capital. And yet so many tech startups focus entirely on younger demographics, preferring, as the sources note, to fish in shallow puddles of smaller, flashier markets.
That is such a powerful visual. Why are they ignoring the ocean? Is it just a cultural bias, or is there a genuine technical hurdle to overcome when you're engaging this demographic?
It's often a combination of both, bias and a perceived difficulty. Tech companies traditionally view older adults as, risk-averse, slow to adopt new platforms, and maybe lacking the digital literacy necessary for their complex tools. However, the source material pushes back fiercely against this notion. It highlights a fundamental shift in attitude. In fact, the materials boldly claim that 65 is the new 40.
And that implies a vibrant, active consumer. So what does that 65 is the new 40 attitude look like in terms of technology adoption and financial behavior?
It means this demographic isn't simply interested in retirement. Not anymore. They're driving second careers, they're investing actively, and they're demanding technology that enhances their life, not complicates it.
So they're active participants.
Very active. They're combining technology and empowerment with decades of hard-won wisdom and, crucially, massive purchasing power. So if SAFE can successfully engage them, they have the capital and the experience to drive significant market change. They could dictate the ethical guardrails of AI simply by where they choose to spend their money.
That potential is immense. But the sources also make it crystal clear that without the kind of trusted guidance SAFE provides, this demographic faces immediate and frankly, terrifying threats. The Foundation calls this environment a wall of risk.
Yes.
Let's spend some time detailing this because the risks are highly specific to generative AI.
We must. The stakes aren't academic at all. They are literally about safety and security. The Foundation highlights the extreme vulnerability to misinformation and fraud, which has just been massively accelerated by AI.
Okay.
We're talking about AI cloning, the ability to duplicate a voice with minimal audio input, leading directly to these sophisticated imposter scams and all sorts of digital deception.
Can you give us a concrete scenario? What does an AI cloning scam actually look like for a senior who hasn't had this kind of AI reasonability training?
Oh, absolutely. A classic example is the grandparent scam, but now it's turbocharged.
Right.
A scammer doesn't need to fake tears or a shaky voice anymore. They can use a few seconds of a grandchild's publicly available voice, say, from social media video,
Oh, wow.
to generate a convincing synthetic distress call. So the senior receives a call from their grandchild claiming they're in an emergency, they need bail money, and they must not tell their parents. And the voice is flawless. It mimics the grandchild's tone, their inflection, even their regional accent.
That's psychologically devastating. The technology eliminates the one thing people rely on: confirmation through voice recognition.
Exactly. So financial security and robust fraud protection have to become central components of AI literacy for this group. But the wall of risk isn't just about money. It also includes profound social dangers, specifically growing isolation.
How does AI exacerbate isolation? You'd think technology is supposed to connect us.
Well, while platforms like Zoom or FaceTime exist, modern social and communication often moves to newer, more complex digital platforms. Think about community planning conducted entirely via specialized apps or family updates managed in encrypted group chats. Political engagement happening on platforms that require high digital fluency.
Right.
Those seniors who cannot keep up with this shifting digital landscape, they risk losing vital, immediate connections with their family, their friends, and their community networks. And that leads to devastating loneliness.
So the barrier isn't just the difficulty of learning one new tool. It's the speed, the velocity at which the entire communication ecosystem changes. The moment they master one app, the community shifts to another, and that just creates constant fatigue.
Precisely. And then the third layer of risk is the loss of agency and capability. If essential modern services managing prescriptions, accessing digital health portals, filing tax or government forms, if those become exclusively digital,
then the inability to use those tools is a direct loss of independence.
a direct loss. For a generation that prides itself on self-reliance, this is the most critical threat. SAFE views AI literacy not as a convenience, but as a critical path back to capability and personal power.
Which brings us back to that relief system built into this mission, supporting the sandwich generation. If AI can handle the logistical heavy lifting, let's get specific on what that really looks like.
Okay, imagine this scenario. You are a member of the sandwich generation. Your aging mother has 3 different specialist appointments this week. Your teenager needs college application advice, and your spouse is managing a health challenge.
I'm stressed just thinking about it.
Right, so instead of you spending 5 hours coordinating medical transport, synthesizing information from 3 different doctors' notes, and cross-referencing insurance claims, tasks that are perfectly suited for AI analysis, the AI handles that complex administrative load.
So AI acts as the family chief of staff. It makes sure the complexity is contained.
That's the perfect analogy. It frees up that immense mental overhead. The goal is that the sandwich generation spends less time as frantic administrators and more time as good children to our parents who need us for emotional connection and good parents to our kids who still need us for guidance.
It's a strategy that uses the cold logic of technology to protect and amplify the warmth of human relationships.
Yes.
This sounds like a powerful model for converting that digital divide into the promised bridge by making the technology an invisible servant to family connection.
This clarity of mission is what really sets SAFE apart. But they need a strategy that matches the scale of the challenge. The core mission, safe education, is positioned as that trusted, neutral guide we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And the curriculum is built fundamentally on patience, clarity, and critically profound respect. It meets the audience exactly where they are.
Respect is so key here, especially for a generation that often feels, patronized by tech tutorials. The sources emphasize safety training and comprehensive cross-platform analysis, all built on this core belief that seniors can and should harness AI for personal growth and lifelong learning. But one detail really stood out to me, their commitment to empowering local media to thrive. Why is a technology foundation so focused on supporting hyper-local journalism?
That's a great question. It's because they recognize that local media are the last trusted mile of information for many older adults.
Oh, okay.
In an era where global misinformation is just rampant, local newspapers, local radio, local news websites, they're essential to maintaining what SAFE calls a vibrant and truthful information ecosystem. So by strengthening these local anchors against the tide of global deepfakes and mass misrepresentations, the foundation believes it is actively keeping democracies safe.
So it connects personal AI literacy, the ability to spot a deepfake, directly to civic responsibility.
Roughly.
That puts an enormous scope on their ambitions. And speaking of scope, let's talk numbers. Their target is audacious, reaching 1 million seniors worldwide. How do they move from a foundational concept to that kind of massive global scale?
The scaling engine relies on a key strategic partnership. Their work with Google for nonprofits. The sources detail a crucial resource, the Google Ad Grants, worth $120,000 a year in in-kind advertising, distributed across the entire Google ecosystem.
And that includes highly relevant platforms like Gemini, YouTube, and Notebook LM.
The very tools they teach.
So that $120,000 grant isn't just free advertising, it's a form of infrastructural support. The sources stress that this is viewed as a profound validation of the foundation's model.
Oh, absolutely. When a major player like Google provides this level of in-kind support, it signals compliance, quality control, and most importantly, institutional trust.
And for a senior seeking a neutral guide, that validation is priceless.
It is. The grant essentially turns free advertising into a crucial lifeline. It allows SAFE to amplify the voice of the silver economy across platforms they already use, like YouTube, and scale their impact locally, nationally, and globally, leveraging that budget through highly targeted educational campaigns.
The power of visibility is clearly part of their scaling strategy. They talk about leveraging high-level media presence and publicity to validate the foundation's message. They see respected thought leaders in AI as the Paul Revere's of AI.
That metaphor is highly strategic. Paul Revere wasn't inventing a new concept, right?
No, he was warning of an impending reality.
Exactly. He was confirming a dangerous reality and urging immediate action. So these thought leaders are confirming the reality that AI is here, it's not a fad, and the message to seniors is unambiguous. Confirm it, enjoy it, and become part of it so you are not left behind. That urgency, delivered by trusted voices, is essential for motivating engagement.
And we see this played out in the source's discussion of their local efforts, specifically their role at events like the Human X gathering in the San Francisco Bay Area. SAFE acts as the key bridge there between the big companies, the Amazon executive suites, the AI developers, and the senior consumer.
It's all about normalizing access. The analogy they use is incredibly powerful, and it just demystifies the whole process. If a senior can order a book online from Amazon, which is a complex digital task they mastered years ago, they can absolutely learn to order content from free AI accounts.
The only difference is the ordering mechanism.
That's it. This simple comparison tears down that wall of perceived complexity.
This discussion of complexity, or the lack thereof, leads us to what I think is the single most fascinating philosophical point in the entire source material. It's the nature of knowledge in the AI era. The founders' experience publishing a physical book on AI that was obsolete by the time it hit the shelves, that is a massive insight.
It's a foundational crisis for traditional education, isn't it? If technology moves so fast that conclusions are constantly shifting, you just cannot rely on static delivery systems like textbooks.
So what's the solution?
The solution SAFE proposes is the concept of AI living books, where the content updates in real time, sometimes daily, based on new developments in the underlying large language models.
That is a profound shift in educational philosophy. If the conclusions are always changing, what exactly are they teaching?
They are teaching process. And this underpins their entire core philosophy. Trust lives in the process, not the conclusion.
The process is the product.
The process is the product. How you vet, how you analyze, how you synthesize, and how you apply these AI tools. They're training seniors to become effective digital editors and critical thinkers, not just memorizers of facts that will be gone tomorrow.
This means they are inoculating the learner against future technological changes. If they know the process for querying and vetting Gemini today, they will know the process for querying whatever comes after Gemini 5 years from now.
Exactly. This is essential for long-term power and agency. You are learning the method of analysis, the ethical framework for questioning the AI, rather than memorizing a specific fact that might change next week, or learning a specific software interface that will be updated next month.
This is what true lifelong learning looks like.
It is.
This focus on process brings us directly to the structured curriculum, which is organized around 4 distinct pillars of AI success. And the sources highlight that these pillars are not just arbitrary steps. They're a framework built on lessons learned while lecturing at Oxford's Said Business School, which gives them immediate academic rigor.
That context is vital. It tells you, the listener, that this framework is designed to prioritize what's essential. The core philosophy here is to learn from the best so you can safely ignore the rest and maintain focus on the 4 critical areas.
Which are perception, reasoning, imagination, and action communication.
Exactly.
So let's start at the top. Pillar 1, perception. This is positioned at the highest, most strategic level. What is the metaphor they use to convey this?
They use the analogy of the theater of your mind and the penthouse view. Imagine looking down on a massive, transparent 3D chessboard. You don't just see the individual pieces.
You see the whole board.
You see the entire strategic landscape, the connection points, the potential threats, the emergent opportunities.
So the goal isn't just knowing how to operate the AI, it's using the AI's data gathering power to achieve a kind of strategic foresight, right?
Precisely. The goal is wisdom and reasoning. The ability to see more, faster, and connect the dots across all levels. Whether it's synthesizing complex health data or understanding global market shifts, the ultimate aim is for seniors to learn how to create their own preferred reality on the chessboard of life.
And that requires both observation and participation.
Deep observation and, crucially, participation. Joining the conversation of AI with an informed strategic viewpoint.
Okay, moving to pillar 2, reasoning. This is where that strategic view translates into practical defensive power. This pillar focuses heavily on AI reasonology, using the AI tool for critical analysis and decision-making support.
This is where SAFE turns those potential risks we talked about into manageable information. The sources provide excellent, practical examples of how this reasoning is applied to seniors' most immediate and pressing needs. It's all about building a digital immune system.
Let's walk through those practical applications, starting with fraud protection. We discussed the severity of AI cloning. How does the curriculum teach AI reasonology to counter this specific threat?
It teaches the user to immediately engage their AI thought partner after a suspicious interaction. For example, if they receive that deepfake call, the training teaches them to prompt their AI, saying, "I just received a call that sounded like my grandson, asking for money. What are the common characteristics of an AI deepfake scam, and what immediate verifiable steps should I take to confirm the identity of the caller without revealing my vulnerability?"
So the AI acts as an objective, emotionless security analyst, guiding the senior through a vetting process.
That's exactly right. But Pillar 2 extends way beyond financial scams. Think about health literacy and contract review. If you receive a complex 40-page insurance policy update or a dense medical contract, the reasoning pillar shows you how to upload that document to a secure AI and prompt it.
With something like,
summarize this document into 3 bullet points of new risks or changes in coverage using simple, clear language.
that functionality is a massive gain in personal power. It eliminates the need for expensive consultants just to understand the fine print.
It smooths out the communication wrinkles in life and business. And fact-checking is integrated directly into this reasoning pillar. The material explicitly discusses using AI tools to verify media. If a news photo seems questionable, say, a dramatic picture circulating online, the senior learns how to run it through an AI's verification system to check for metadata, reverse image search results, or telltale signs of digital alteration.
It turns AI from a source of deception into a tool for truth verification. And that moves us to the third pillar, imagination. While the first two pillars focus on strategy and critique, imagination is about unlocking creative growth, storytelling, and maintaining active, lifelong learning. This is the positive, generative side of AI application.
And this is critical for avoiding isolation and maintaining mental sharpness. The imagination training focuses on using AI to co-create, whether that's drafting a compelling family story, generating a presentation for a community group, or even visualizing a new skill they want to learn. It uses AI to maintain cognitive flexibility and interest in the world.
And finally, pillar 4, action and communication. This pillar takes the reasoned conclusions and creative outputs and translates them into practical, real-world connection. It promotes what they call everyday-friendly AI.
And the goals here are concrete and immediate. They include promoting proactive health management, so using AI to track medication adherence or summarize doctor visits for a caregiver. Also managing daily AI literacy, and most importantly, staying intimately connected to family, friends, and caregivers.
So action is about integration, making AI a seamless, helpful part of daily life. The 4 pillars provide the structural philosophy. Now let's delve into the practical tools that SafeMiggy teaches seniors to use. The foundation refers to this practical segment as the Senior AI Kitchen, where they provide recipes for success using powerful yet crucially free essential ingredients.
This kitchen metaphor is brilliant because it just reduces intimidation. Instead of seeing these AIs as complex software packages that require subscriptions, they're presented as readily available tools for co-creation.
Okay, so what are the main ingredients?
The first two are the core thought partners, ChatGPT and Gemini.
And these serve as the seniors' free AI thought partners for daily check-ins and developing that reasonability we discussed. How are seniors specifically taught to use them beyond just a simple Q&A?
For example, instead of asking, "What should I do about my insurance?" they learn to prompt, "Analyze this policy document and generate 3 specific neutral questions I should ask my agent to determine the long-term cost risks."
So they use the AI to generate critical questions, not just simple answers.
Exactly. It empowers them to have a better conversation.
Next on the ingredient list is Notebook LM, which is metaphorically described as the digital oven. This is where ideas are cooked up and family history is preserved. Let's provide the concrete details the listener needs about how Notebook LM solves this purpose.
This is where the training gets really tangible regarding legacy. Notebook LM allows users to upload massive amounts of personal content, decades of physical letters, handwritten journals, old recipes, scanned family photos, even transcribed audio recordings of interviews.
Wow, all of it.
All of it. And the curriculum teaches the senior how to prompt the AI to cross-reference dates, names, events, and relationships across all these disparate documents.
And the output from that.
The AI generates a searchable, chronological family narrative, a digital recipe box for legacy. So instead of a disorganized stack of papers in a shoebox, they have a searchable archive. If they want to know the last time Aunt Betty visited, they can instantly query Notebook LM, and it returns the specific letter or photo referencing that visit.
It transforms raw data into personalized, accessible wisdom.
That's the perfect way to put it.
That makes the preservation of legacy active and integrated, not just passive storage. Moving on, we have Gamma.app, which serves as the free presentation table.
Gamma is the delivery mechanism. It's a tool for serving ideas beautifully. And the material emphasizes its use because it natively encourages clear, structured, visually accessible layouts. This is key for the Senior Simple philosophy.
Right.
It allows the user to easily create professional-looking presentations or guides using large, senior-friendly fonts and high contrast, ensuring accessibility and delivery for a community or family sharing.
And finally, YouTube is positioned as the AI super campus.
YouTube provides the constantly updating visual manual. Because traditional books are immediately obsolete, YouTube serves as a vast free video library for ongoing visual learning and coaching. It provides a constant source of educational material that fits the on-the-go nature of the Foundation's overall strategy, providing micro-lessons on the latest AI features.
The sources take this even further. They encourage treating AIs not just as software you load, but as personal advisors around your table.
It's a complete shift in the relationship dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not troubleshooting a program, you're consulting with a colleague. And this means using the tools symbiotically. So ChatGPT or Gemini for networking and raw knowledge acquisition, paired immediately with fact-checker search and verification systems to ensure accuracy.
So the stack is designed to promote critical, supported thinking.
Yes, exactly.
Now let's zoom out and look at the international perspective. SAFE is actively looking to collaborate with and import tech-support lessons from the Ireland age-friendly AI model. Why is this specific model highlighted as a global best practice?
The Ireland model is built on community collaboration experts, volunteers, neighbors, and the community all work together to decentralize the education.
Yeah.
But their core strategy is the critical insight. Talk first, teach second.
Talk first, teach second. What does that mean in practice?
It means they don't assume what seniors need. They prioritize communication with the community first. They use national surveys and localized listening sessions to find out exactly what older adults want to learn about AI, what their specific anxieties are.
Which ensures the curriculum is entirely demand-driven, not supply-driven by what tech experts think seniors should know.
Precisely.
Can you give us some examples of the good, the bad, and the ugly feedback they received from seniors that actually shaped that curriculum?
Absolutely. The good often relates to efficiency. Things like AI tools that handle medical scheduling or organize digital photos.
The practical stuff.
The practical stuff. The bad centers heavily on financial risk and personal safety, like the intense fear of deepfakes replacing cherished family calls or the worry about data privacy. And the ugly often deals with more existential concerns, like the fear of job displacement for older workers or the feeling that they're becoming socially redundant because they can't master new interfaces.
And the Irish model addresses these fears directly.
Directly and respectfully.
The scale is impressive. The Ireland Initiative plans to educate 60,000 older adults about AI literacy. SAFE is clearly looking to import those listening strategies while exporting their own successful methodologies, like the structure of the 4 pillars and this concept of interval learning, which brings us to a fascinating segment on the synergy of physical and digital fitness.
This is a really powerful, integrated approach to lifelong learning. It establishes a direct link between physical cardiovascular health and the ability of the mind to engage with complex, new digital material.
And the material promotes something called the 3x3 interval walk.
Yes.
Explain the method and the synergy for us.
Okay, the 3x3 interval walk is very simple. 3 minutes of fast walking, followed by 3 minutes of recovery, repeated for about 30 minutes. The synergy is that this physical pattern mirrors interval learning. When you physically challenge your cardiovascular system, you boost the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF.
And BDNF is often called miracle grow for the brain, right?
Precisely. That physical activity creates the necessary mental energy and promotes digital plasticity, the brain's ability to create new neural pathways and absorb complex new concepts. So the training suggests engaging in digital learning, perhaps listening to a podcast on AI literacy.
So you're not just learning while walking. You are priming your brain through physical exertion to be better at learning when you listen to the content. You're building both physical and mental resilience simultaneously.
Exactly. It integrates AI literacy not just as a skill, but as a necessary lifestyle choice for longevity and capability.
Given the intense focus on risk reduction, we have to discuss the specific safety structures SAFE implements. The source material outlines a foundational technique for maintaining integrity, sanity, and security in the age of generative AI. The dual persona strategy.
This is absolutely vital.
The rule is deceptively simple. Maintain 2 separate non-linked Gmail accounts. Why is this digital separation so essential for seniors?
This is all about managing the inherent vulnerability that comes with the learning process. You need a secure, private sandbox.
Okay, so let's define the first account. The private persona.
The private persona is your personal AI account for clearing out your own thinking and bringing in reasonability. You use it to research sensitive health information, financial insecurities, or to explore political topics that require unbiased processing.
And the rule is explicit. Do not share this account with the public and do not use it for external communication.
Correct.
This is the digital equivalent of drafting a difficult letter in a journal before you send the final polished version. Now let's look at the public persona.
Right. The public persona is the second account used exclusively to put your best foot forward in public. After you've privately used AI reasonology to iron out the complexities, vet the facts, and bring clarity to your position, this public account is used to communicate a bridge of reasoned knowledge. It's an editorial process applied to digital life.
Let's walk through a concrete scenario demonstrating this protection.
Okay, imagine a senior receives an email from an unfamiliar company pitching a high-risk, high-return investment opportunity, a classic scam vulnerability. Instead of responding directly or feeling pressured, they upload the pitch documents to their private persona account. They prompt the AI to act as a fiduciary and identify all red flags, hidden fees, and regulatory noncompliance issues. The AI delivers a clear, objective analysis that the pitch is dangerous.
So the private persona handles the dangerous, risky interaction, protecting their identity.
Exactly. The senior then logs into their public persona account, which contains none of their sensitive data, and uses the AI's reasoned summary. They might use the public persona to post a non-identifying warning in a community forum. I recently received a pitch for X investment. Here are the 3 red flags I found.
This allows them to join the public conversation with integrity and strength rather than vulnerability.
That's the key.
That makes the dual persona strategy a crucial tool for surviving and thriving on this new AI frontier. It ensures that when they saddle up and join the conversation, they do so with integrity, clarity, and protected private data.
And this preservation of integrity, it ties directly into the ultimate vision of legacy. SAFE views seniors as the pioneers of this new frontier. The end goal goes far beyond simple AI literacy or scam prevention.
The vision is powerful, leveraging AI literacy into a legacy of wisdom preserved into the family tree.
It connects every single thread of the curriculum. Using Notebook LM, that digital oven, they actively capture and preserve their wisdom and their stories. This is about strengthening connections through technology with no barriers, ensuring that the knowledge accrued over a lifetime is not lost, but made accessible and searchable for future generations.
And finally, that legacy vision ties back to their civic duty commitment. We've circled back to the idea of ensuring local media is promoted and supported.
Because a preserved personal legacy is meaningless if the public information ecosystem is collapsing around it. The final objective is ensuring that everything is safe for Americans, from the personal digital sandbox to the integrity of the local news outlet, thereby keeping democracy safe. The mission's scale truly runs from securing the personal history of a single family to ensuring the stability of the entire public sphere.
It's a complete and utterly compelling vision, leveraging the financial and wisdom power of the largest demographic to secure not only their personal independence, but also the integrity of the information age itself.
This deep dive has shown us the immense and often ignored stakes involved in engaging the silver economy with AI. We covered the profound economic power of this demographic, the critical need for structured safety against isolation and sophisticated scams, and SAFE's highly validated path for engagement.
We meticulously dissected the 4 pillars: perception for strategic foresight, reasoning for critical analysis, imagination for creative growth, and action for practical communication. It's a holistic roadmap for transformation, built on patience and respect, and designed to convert baby boomers into unstoppable AI bloomers.
And the foundation encourages you, the listener, regardless of your generation, to adopt this mindset. Start treating AIs not as intimidating software, but as personal, objective advisors around your table. Utilize the free tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Notebook LM, not just for simple tasks, but to rigorously co-create your own personal reality with clarity and validated facts.
And as we close, the source material left us with a provocative thought that fundamentally challenges the nature of knowledge consumption. The observation that printed books on AI are outdated before they even hit the shelves promotes this idea of AI living books knowledge that updates in real time. This raises an interesting question for you, the learner. If the information you rely on is constantly fluid, how does the fundamental concept of authority and expertise change in your field? And what structures, like your own digital recipe box or your professional dual persona, must you create to manage knowledge that never settles and ensure your own expertise remains current and resilient? Think about that as you go out and navigate this ever-changing digital frontier.